Hey, this is Matt with Alpha Analyst. In this video, we're going to cover 7 networking hacks that you can use to expand and deepen your network. So why would you want to do this? What are some benefits of having a strong network for yourself? One of them is that it can help you build more connections. And you may have heard sometimes, quote unquote, it's who you know. And in reality, the more people that know you and like you in your industry, the better able you are to be able to be made aware of new opportunities as they come along. And overall, it can be very beneficial to be able to have lots of good connections in your industry. Another factor is it can help you identify new trends and best practices. So the more plugged in you are with other people in your industry, the more likely it is that when a new trend or best practice comes out, that you'll become aware of that through talking to your connections, as compared to having to find out 1, 2, or 3 years down the line from when everybody else started implementing that new trend or best practice. Another benefit is that you can bounce ideas off of others in your industry. So let's say that you're looking to do something new at your company. You might not be sure if it will be successful or not, or how good of an idea it is. If you're able to bounce that idea off of others in your industry, you're better able to leverage their expertise and knowledge and be able to find out, okay, well, it turns out that this one idea didn't really work well at these other couple of companies. However, it turned out that once they tried that first idea and it didn't work, they came out with a better idea. And that can help you inform your own decisions as far as which paths you want to take at your current company. And another benefit is you can develop mentor or mentee relationships. So earlier in your career, you might be more of a mentee, where you can get the benefit of the knowledge and expertise of others. And then later in your career, you might want to give back and be able to help other people in your industry. So here's one good example. Sometimes you might think, okay, if I need to look for a job, I'll just go online. There are so many jobs available and that are posted online. I'll just go look there. And it's true, you can find plenty of jobs. However, it's not really true that all job openings are posted online. In reality, sometimes if you have a robust network, you'll be able to be made aware of jobs either before they're posted, or you might even become aware of jobs that would never be posted online. So the more people that know you and like you in your industry, the more likely it is that you'll be able to take advantage of a lot of opportunities that you otherwise might miss out on. So let's start with the first networking hack. Begin with the end in mind. So it's very important to think about, what do you want to get out of networking? The more that you can think to yourself, okay, what do you really want to get out of this networking? That will really help you make a much better decision as far as what you want to pursue versus what you might want to avoid when it comes to networking. So as you're thinking about what you want, here are a couple examples. If you want to get into asset management, just think to yourself, where would people be that are in asset management? It might be CFA charter holders. So you could join a local society of the CFA Institute if you want to get into asset management. Alternatively, let's say that you're in the public accounting industry and you want to network with other CPAs. Obviously, joining a local CPA society might be better. So the more that you can think about who you want to network with, the more likely it is that you'll be able to take an approach that will get you there the quickest. The second networking hack is to improve your visibility online. So LinkedIn is critically important. Recruiters these days, they very commonly go to LinkedIn when they're looking for people to fill a new position. So I highly recommend that you have a LinkedIn profile. And one thing that's important is to have a profile picture. So if you think about it, if you meet somebody at a networking event or you do business with somebody and the person is looking to add you to their LinkedIn network, there's a good chance that they may not be able to place your face to the name. And if they don't recognize your face, they might be less likely to accept your LinkedIn connection request. So I do recommend that you have a good recent picture for your LinkedIn profile. Let's go to networking hack number 3, hacks for in-person networking. So it's a good idea to have a few light topics that you can use to break the ice. So we've all probably used at some point in our lives light topics such as, oh, let's talk about the weather or other such topics. And it's not a bad idea to talk about those things, but it's also a good idea to have a couple of things that you could bring up that are relevant to your industry. So if the Federal Reserve is doing something interesting, or if there's something interesting going on in the economy, whatever it is for your industry, it's a good idea to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 topics that you could bring up to kind of break the ice, to start the conversation with this new person, so that later on you can get into more meaty topics. And it's a good idea to also have a pretty abbreviated elevator pitch for yourself. So when you're networking with others, it's true that you're trying to find ways that you can come across people that could benefit you, but it's also a good idea to be able to benefit others. And the more that you can very quickly tell them about yourself as far as who you are, what you're interested in, what you're currently doing, what you want to do in the future, the better it is that they'll be able to identify, okay, well, here's an overlap where you guys might be able to help each other. So you don't want your elevator pitch to be 5 minutes long. That's way too long. And it doesn't need to be 10 seconds long. So maybe 30 seconds to a minute is about right. But you can use your judgment as far as what you think is appropriate. But the better able you are to articulate quickly who you are, what it is that you currently do, and what you want to do, the better you'll be able to have win-win situations pop up between you and the people that you meet. It's also a good idea to talk about topics that the person that you're talking to can relate to. So after you start to talk to a new person at a networking event, you'll get a good sense for, okay, who is this person? What are they about? What are they interested in? And the more that you can target your conversation to things that might interest them, the more likely it is that you'll be able to have a more effective dialogue with this person. And you'll be much better able to be able to find win-win situations where you both could benefit each other. And as you're talking to someone, it's a very good idea to listen to them closely. So a lot of times it's easy to get in the talking mindset to not really take into account, who is this person? How can I help them? What are they trying to say? And sometimes when people talk, it's easy to just think about what you're going to say next. But the more that you can actually listen to what they're talking about as far as who they are, what they want, what they're interested in, the better able that you will be to be able to find areas of common ground. And later on, we'll talk about how if you do want to add this person to your network, listening to them closely might really benefit you. So networking hack number 4, being able to follow up with them relatively quickly after you meet them. So let's say that you're at a networking event. After you're done talking to somebody, it's not a bad idea to write down a few notes to yourself about them. It can be simply 1 or 2 bullet points, but the more that you write down, the better able you will be able to remember who they are, what they're about, and you'll be able to connect the face with a name. So you can do this by writing something down on the back of their business card or making a note in your smartphone. So here's a good idea too. If you want them to join your network, it's a good idea to send them a LinkedIn invitation or a brief personalized email message within 24 hours. So this gets to my point from the earlier slide. And what I was trying to get at was that if you send them a LinkedIn invitation that says, hey, please join my network, there's a good chance that they would accept. However, if you can personalize it and you can say, hey, John, I really enjoyed talking to you about your interest in using options to be able to hedge interest rate volatility. I'm interested in learning more about how we can work together on that in the future. Let's stay in touch. The more targeted your message can be, the more likely it is that you'll be able to have the person, not just see you as some random person that they met at a networking event, but as someone that they truly connected with and someone that they would be much more willing to interact with in the future. Okay, networking hack number 5, include others in your networking. So it can be a good idea, especially if you're not a seasoned networker, to take a member of your existing network when you go to networking events. So this could be a coworker, this could be a friend, it could be anyone that you think might benefit from the networking event as well. And it's a good idea also to consider bringing people that you may have not kept in touch with. So let's say that there's somebody in your industry. This could be somebody that you worked with in the past, or it could be someone that you've only met once or twice. But if you want to refresh your relationship with them, you can basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone by going to the networking event and not just networking, but also you're getting to know that person a little bit better and keeping up your relationship with them. So for the networking hack number 6, it's also a very good idea to help the people that are in your existing network. So one of the best ways to be successful is to be a go-giver. So we've all heard that it's a good idea to be a go-getter, and we definitely should go out there and be a go-getter in some circumstances. But when it comes to your relations with others and networking with other people, it's a good idea to look for opportunities to help other people. And the more that you can go out of your way to help other people in your network over the years, the more likely it is that when you need something, when you reach out to your network, they'll be much, much more likely to go out of their way to help you. And helping people in your network could be as simple as letting someone in your network know when there's a job opening that's opening up at your company that you think would be an amazing opportunity for them. So the more that you can help others and think about as you go through your daily life, how can you help people in your network, and especially how you can connect people in your network. If you know 2 people that could benefit from getting to know each other, the more likely it is that you'll have a stronger network that will be there for you if you need to leverage it in the future. You could describe this as building network capital. So the more that you develop relationships with these people that are strong and positive, the more likely it is that you'll be able to leverage this network in the future. And finally, this is one of the most useful networking hacks. It's keeping your existing contacts warm. It's easy to let a lot of time pass by without reaching out to people in your network, but the more that you can stay in touch with them, the more likely you can keep them as a warm contact as compared to a cold contact, and you'll be able to have a stronger relationship with them. What you can do is once a year, send a quick note to approximately the top 10 or top 15 people who are already in your network. This can be a smaller number if you're earlier in your career, or it could be a greater number if you have a lot of strong contacts. But basically, you want to reach out to these people once a year. And the message doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can just be a few sentences that simply says, hey, what's new with you? Here are a few things that are new with me. And if there's anything that you're looking to do, then you can mention that in that email. You can say, hey, I'm looking to get into this topic. I'm looking to get this certification. I'm looking to move into this field. The more that you can let people know what's new with you and what you're looking for, as those people are going through their daily lives, they'll be keeping you in the back of their mind. And if they see one of those opportunities pop up, they'll be much more likely to reach out to you and say, hey, I remember how you talked about how you wanted to get into asset management. Here's a good opportunity that I saw that pop up that I think might interest you. So this could be a great way to stay top of mind as these people come across relevant opportunities that really could benefit you. If you like this video, I think you would love the Financial Analysis Kit. It contains a video that goes over our top 10 favorite tricks in Microsoft Excel. It also contains 3 graphs in Excel that you can download, and it also has videos that go over how you can customize these graphs to meet your own personal needs. And finally, the kit contains a report on the one word that you can tell your boss that can supercharge your career. So how can you obtain your kit? Just go to aanalyst.com/kit, and you can type in your email address and access the kit and start using it today.